The thing, and we are at session 2, technically? Maybe 3? I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, I think where we ended up the last time we played, which was unfortunately quite some time ago, was getting... You guys had come to Waterdeep, spent the night in the palace, attended a ceremony that the Open Lord of Waterdeep, Laeral Silverhand, held on your behalf, making you honorary persons of import in both Waterdeep and for the Lord's Alliance as well, the Alliance of Cities all up and down the Sword Coast, including notably Baldur's Gate, I think Neverwinter, and the others. So you have kind of quasi-titles now. And then after the ceremony, I think you did meet a couple of individuals while you were kind of getting glad-handed by folks, and then inside, I think Lolly, you had kind of spearheaded the conversation with Laryl, and you saw and briefly spoke to Varja the Blackstaff, the chief archmage of the city, and Laryl had at least told you, Lolly, that she would be sending over a dossier about some... They're suspecting that the former Open Lord, who now rules Neverwinter, embezzled probably a significant sum of money from the city, and they're interested in trying to figure out how that happened, because there doesn't seem to be any evidence except a couple lines in some ledgers that point to this happening, and obviously a pile of missing gold. Outside of that, I think we're mostly caught up. I think for Gibbles, you are aware that you have some family members down in the dock ward that had sent you a letter, if you recall that.
Yeah, vaguely.
And then I know she's not here, but Teresa has plots that Teresa knows about. And so for Liz, for your character, I'm the angle I want to bring in to kind of get you into this is so these supposed heroes of well, not supposed, I mean these heroes of Chult who helped defeat the Soulmonger. Your contact, one of your contacts in the Emerald Enclave here in the city, has basically there's been uneasy undead in the City of the Dead, and has asked you to kind of try and tackle two birds with one stone, both go to the new property, or the property that this group of heroes, the rumor mill has, that they're going to be given. It's an dilapidated inn in an alley on the north side of town, and go check out these heroes, see if they're willing to help investigate these crypts that are not keeping their dead in the City of the Dead, and also kind of, you know, assess the heroes as well from the Emerald Enclave's perspective. So I think that's all of the wrap up I have. Any questions or anything anybody thinks I missed right now?
Nope.
Cool. So you guys, to kind of set the stage, you had your meeting with Laryl and Varja. At this point, as you come back outside, you see Volo, who you had traveled here with, who I don't think I have a token on the map for, but I can pull Volo out. So Volo's just been kind of hanging out, waiting for you guys to come back out. And as you exit the front door here, he comes over and says, "So are you planning on staying at the palace for another night, or do you want to see the property that the late Syndra wanted to pass on to you, the inn over in Trollskull?"
Well, I do believe that we had decided to go to the to the manor. Yeah, yes, I believe we were going to the manor.
Okay. So Volo kind of looks around. There's a whole bunch of people that the guards are kind of holding back. He kind of waves, and a couple of the guards come over to help escort you out of this place without getting mobbed. And you're able to do so. A couple of passersby or a couple of people in the crowd manage to get up and kind of thank you and harass you in turn. But you manage to make it to a carriage. There are many carriages for rent in Waterdeep, rickshaws, carriages, other methods of transportation. So if you ever want to get anywhere and you don't want to walk, just assume it's like hailing a taxi. So you can get out of the palace and decide if you want to rent a carriage to go up to your new property, or if you want to take in the sights of the city, however you guys want to get there. And I'm pulling up the map of Waterdeep now, because I can probably do a quick overview of it. Is anybody here actually familiar with Waterdeep?
Alex is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So for those who aren't, I've dragged most of your tokens into the middle of the map where you guys are right now, and I'll just try to give like the 1-minute tour of Waterdeep, just so you have some idea of the lay of the land. So you guys are at the Open Lord's Palace right now, which is kind of the administrative seat of Waterdeep, and also where the Open Lord and Masked Lords meet and hold their open sessions where anybody can come plead their case in whatever matter they want. Behind you, heading out towards the ocean, is Mount Waterdeep, on the top of which I think the only real notable feature right now, there's a Griffin Rider area up on top of that, and you can see flying over the city, city guard on griffins. So there is aerial patrols all the time around the city. And then kind of following down, the other major military location in the city, I'm pinging, is just going slightly east and south at the very edge of where Mount Waterdeep juts out of the city, is Castle Waterdeep, which is where the city guard is based, not the city watch. And then to go through the rest of this really quickly, the dock district is where the docks are. The harbor is full of boats, also fairly heavily patrolled by Waterdeep's naval forces in small armored-topped craft. The south ward is the inland side, kind of across the two major boulevards from the dock ward. That's kind of the lower rent district. You guys are currently in the kind of the rectangle that you're at the bottom corner of. That is the castle ward, which is where fairly well-off people and some of the noble families live. The City of the Dead, it has a bunch of little Ankh symbols on it right now, but it's the green spot. That's not a park, that's a giant graveyard. And that is where Liz, your character, has her locations to investigate. And then going up north, there's the chunk kind of north of the City of the Dead. On the east side of the city is the Trades Ward. On the west side of the city, where the beach is, outside the wall, that's the Sea Ward. The Sea Ward is also another place where people with money live. And then the North Ward, where you guys are headed, is where Trollskull Alley is, and is kind of the middle-class chunk of town. And your inn is on the inn icon that I dragged onto the map. I've put a couple other icons on the map, but I'm not going to get into them now. And then I think all outside the city, it's not really shown on this map, but outside the city cliffs and walls is all called the Field Ward, which is where a lot of farmers, livestock, people who are outside of the city walls actually live. So that's a super quick rundown of the city. Any questions there before I start moving you along?
If just at it, how long would it take to walk from like where we are to the inn? Is it like a day, a half day, 2 days?
Oh, like probably an hour at the worst if there's a lot of people on the roads. Like it's so
All
this
right,
is a
never mind.
city of I think Waterdeep has about 300,000 people, not in the city proper, but in the city and around it. Like in the middle of the summertime, in the middle of the trade season, that can double or triple in size. But like the scale of this map is like the buildings you see. Like each of those is a house or a shop.
Okay, it's like a real. Okay.
So like Waterdeep's big for a medieval city, but it's still
Okay.
like medieval city size.
All right.
So this is what smaller than the loop of Chicago probably. You know, like not that big.
Gotcha.
There's a scale on the side too, right? So like to get from where you
Oh, I
are,
didn't.
yeah, there's a little scale by the compass. Like I think getting from the palace to the main north-south boulevard, the high road, that's probably what like 2,000 feet. It's like half a mile or so. So that's kind of the scale of Waterdeep inside the city walls. The Fields Ward extends quite a ways out of the city. Make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. So, did you want to walk or carriage? Volo's kind of like looking like, I got a carriage, we can take it, or you guys want to walk? It's up to you.
Oh, I'll hop right in the carriage.
Yeah, let's take the. I'm gonna take Volo up on that.
Ooh, I think I might have a picture for this. I might have a picture? Maybe I don't. I'm trying to see if I have a handout for it. No, I think I screwed up. I have a photo, but I don't have it ready. Ah, well, that's what happens when you run games. So yeah, you start out in as you pass through the city, the neighborhood you're in across from the palace is obvious. There's fittingly all noble houses and noble estates. As you start to trundle along, kind of as soon as you get past the first couple major thoroughfares, you drop down to what you'd probably consider the upper merchants and tradesmen and craftsmen of the city. But to the south, as you're looking down, you kind of get a great vista of the city below as it kind of slopes down in this natural valley kind of at the edge between the castle and the wall to the east. And you can see just how dilapidated things get as you get physically lower in the city. And Teddy, I think, or not Teddy, Gibbles, you have a little bit of a sense of foreboding because you're a little bit familiar with the city, and knowing that your family is still in the docks district is a little depressing. They're in a warehouse down off of Fish Street, I think, so kind of down in this area. So that's slightly disappointing for you, but we can come back to that later. And then as you travel up this main thoroughfare, it's just bustling. I think the main things you notice as you watch out of the carriage is both the presence of quite a few city watch and lots of merchants. You do see one group of what looks like a noble surrounded by brightly dressed and uniformed. It almost looks like a parade military of about half a dozen or about a dozen individuals. And Volo points out that the only people in the city who are allowed to have any standing men at arms are the recognized noble families, and it's very common for them to kind of parade around with some of those guards. So if you see a flock of armed individuals that are not wearing watch gear, it's pretty safe to assume they're a noble. And depending on which noble it is, you may either be able to interact with them just fine, or some of them take a very dim view of that. But you are unlikely to just get assaulted by their guards, because that would be against the law. as you guys get to this section, the crowds get so thick that you have to. The carriage kind of has to slow, and you're stopped for a few minutes as a jam of carriages and pedestrians are all crossing this massive thoroughfare. The market off to your west here is this open space is actually completely full of tents and stalls and vendors, so it's probably the biggest open air market in the Sword Coast, rivaling, for those that recall way back to the Portney and Zaru days, it's about the same size as the Grand Souk was in Portney and Zaru, just doesn't have the nice beautiful tent over the top, and hopefully not such ruthless pawn shop owners shutting down magical ammunition sales. But if you want to buy something that's general purpose, pretty much anything you want could be found there. If you want something magical, you may need to go elsewhere, though. So just kind of winding up, or not winding, but going straight up the high road, eventually the carriage turns over and you end up just kind of slowly moving the map around here. So I've put the image for Trollskull Alley. The house icon is actually right above the alley. And as you guys come up here, the carriage rolls around a few times, and then eventually you get to the middle of a street and double back. And you find yourself looking at an alley that you guys are coming through on the north entrance here. And this is the space kind of in the middle here is Trollskull Alley proper. It's not big enough for a carriage to get through anywhere but the north entrance. And Volo kind of shouts up to the carriage master to pull over right at this first building here. And you come to a stop before a large, it looks like it was probably once a rather nice building, but now is a bit run down. And it looks like this. This is the outside of Trollskull Alley. It's a 3-story, technically 4-story building that looks like it's probably changed through many hands, and you get the impression that this may be restorable into a formidable business, but you're going to probably have to do some work to get it there. And Volo kind of swells up with a sheepish smile and says, "So you guys are landowners here now. Are you excited?"
Looks like a real charmer.
It looks quite lovely. I'm quite excited.
He looks back over his shoulder. "Oh, yeah, I mean, look, it's looked better. But I'll bet you if you get some of the guilds in here, get this place fixed up, I'll bet you guys could either be living in style or making money in no time, right? I mean, I could even come and give some free readings of some of my books if you open up. I'm sure that'll bring some people in."
That would be wonderful, and I do see the charm of this place. I won't lie.
So Volo kind of digs around in his pockets and finds some keys. He goes to the front door to open it, kind of kicking aside a chair that's fallen over. And as he goes to put the key into the keyhole, as he braces his hand against the door actually just slowly swings open. Either the lock is broken or rusted or was not locked before you guys got here. And that will take us to Trollskull Manor, which I'm pulling up on the screen now, and I'll put you guys out front as soon as I have Liz's token as well. And I'll update your art soon, Liz. Well, I guess you're not here, Liz. You could be here, but whenever you want to jump in, Liz, at this point, go for it. I don't know if you've been waiting or if you're going to come here later. It's up to you.
Well, I was going to say, I didn't know if I'd actually already interacted with them or not.
You haven't yet. You know that they own this property, and you're expecting them to come here at some point today.
Oh, then I definitely haven't come in yet. Definitely
Okay.
not. Because I'm gonna wait. Like I would wait for a while to probably just hang out around some of the shops and stuff.
Sure. So I am going to just put you on the map so that you can see stuff. The crate that you guys kept Belcorge in was on the back of the cart. Belcorge, your beholder friend, has been kind of patiently waiting, knowing that just bursting out of a crate in the middle of a giant city might not be the best idea. But as the crate comes down, he says, "Someone should take me inside and let Belcorge be free again."
Wait, does Volo know that we have Belcours? I can't remember.
Yeah, Volo knows.
Okay, I say quiet down, and then I break open the box.
So you kind of break open the top, and Belcorge, being minified still, kind of peeks his stalks over and looks around, like peeking one or two eye stalks over just to kind of see what's going on. And when he notices not a lot of people around, he just goes and zips into the inn and just kind of starts. You get some telepathic chuckling from Belcorge as he enters the inn. Yeah.
He's happy. A happy floating brain.
I just love the thought of a like shy beholder trying to sneak his way into somewhere.
Well, even Belcorge knows that picking a fight in the middle of a city right now might not be the best idea. He's just trying to get inside.
Wally's still not super familiar with Belcour, so he's just going to be super curious and follow him straight in.
Go for it. This whole thing should be set up to work. There are multiple floors, and if you see a little stair symbol, it should teleport you to the stairs on the next floor, if that makes sense. So, as you enter the main room, Lolly, you see basically a dilapidated bar room with a small stage. It looks like there's what was probably once a nice sitting room or something in the northwest corner. But right now, most of the furniture is either... That's a window. Most of the furniture is broken or overturned. This definitely looks like, as they would say on one of those homeowner shows, it looks like this place has good bones, but you probably aren't going to be opening this place up for business right now. The liquor shelves are sadly completely pilfered and empty.
I drag my finger across the dust on the liquor cabinets, and I mumble to myself.
It looks like, from this floor, there's a stairwell that goes up to the second floor on the northeast corner. There's a stairwell going down into a basement, and there's a room to the south. Lolly, you can only assume that that is a kitchen of some sort.
Okay.
So who originally owned this, or who's the last person to own this? Like, why are we I can't remember. Why are we being given? Well, I can't talk right now. Why are we getting this place?
Volo comes over and says, well, so Syndra had promised various rewards to whoever defeated the Soulmonger. And at least Monsieur Gibbles, you being one of the last members of the party that has decided to stay here, as Syndra passed away, and instead of being unable to divvy out magic items or anything from her estate, it was decided to give this property to the group that managed to fulfill the quest she set to all the different groups. So Basically, it was Syndra's last will and testament that if somebody came back from Chult with the Soulmonger defeated, they'd get this property. So there you have it. Why she chose it, I can't tell you.
Okay. This is the kitchen.
There's definitely a stone-tiled room that has a dilapidated stove. There looks like there's a service entrance that somebody has dragged a shelf across. So there's actually a shelf blocking the back door right now. Hey, did it work?
Yep.
Whee! You're in the basement. You're in the cellar. So it is a cellar right now that has some boxes and barrels. But yeah, this is the cellar of the house.
I'm just gonna poke around and
And you're
there's
flying in the air.
Okay.
That's the second floor. Sorry, they're all on the same map.
Alright.
I did not think to stop you from going to the second floor balcony. What was that, Lolly?
Oh, I said I was just gonna poke around and see if there's anything interesting in any of these crates or boxes.
You do find one of the crates is full of because it's the cellar. One of the crates has potatoes in it that have. Not all of them are rotten. And you do find one or two bottles of wine that look like they might be salvageable. But other than that, it's all just basically junk.
Well, I'll pull the bottles of wine out. And then I will go back to the bar. Are there any glasses in the bar?
No glasses, but there's definitely some dusty wooden cups and tankards underneath that it doesn't look like anybody cared enough to steal.
I'll grab one of the little cups and try and wipe it out with a rag, and it's good enough. And pop open a bottle of wine and pour myself a little cup. Then I'll kind of look over at Volo and ask him, "Would you like a glass?"
I'll never say no to a drink, as he kind of picks his way around some of the broken tables and finds his way. He grabs one of the broken stools, stands one up to sit on it, thinks again, and just leans against the bar before trying to put his full weight on it, but gladly takes. As you place the glass or the cup in front of him, Volo goes to reach for it, and the cup slides about 3 feet down the bar, sloshing a little bit as it goes. And Volo kind of starts and goes, "Oh, that might be the poltergeist." And he looks around warily as he reaches out and like very slowly reaches for the cup and then grabs it quickly, and then smiles and takes a sip of the wine. And says, not a terrible vintage. Thank you."
Well, of course. I'm glad you could join us. I'm gonna look around and see if I can see any like outlines of the poltergeist or like any kind of hints that there's something there.
So you don't. I'm just checking something real quick. So you don't see any. You can't make out the poltergeist. You do notice as you really focus, you do see like small things occasionally being. Like you notice there's a cup out of the corner of your eye that's knocked over. That under the bar that gets straightened. And as you look closer at all the cups under the bar, you realize they're all standing and lined up kind of as if somebody had put them back in order. Like everything else in this place is very smashed and disheveled, but all of the cups under the bar that are still here have all actually been put in order.
Yeah. Can you get me out of the basement or wherever I'm at?
If you click on that stair, does it do anything?
No.
Try moving yourself onto the stair.
And then click
and
on
then
it.
click it.
Yeah.
No?
No.
Oh, I just teleported Belcorge to a stair. I don't know how that happened. Weird. Well, that should have... Fly!
I threw up everywhere. I don't know what just happened.
I love that slow move effect. It's so stupid. Okay, sorry. So you come up... did you come up with Lolly, or were you observing all that and just stymied by the stair teleport?
I was stymied.
Okay.
So I'll also ask Gibbles if he would like a glass of wine.
Oh, I'd love a glass of wine. Thank you, Lolly.
Perfect. So I'll pour him one, and I'm going to grab mine and just kind of start wandering about.
Belcorge is just floating around, kind of taking things in. I'm glad the teleport works for you. Oh, you're going...
So, where else are we able to go? Like, am I able to go up or down these stairs, or?
So is the token just... is the stair just not working for you?
I don't think it's working for me.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I was just down here, though, so I don't need to go back down here.
Where are you? Stop moving.
All right.
Do you want to follow Lolly upstairs?
Sure.
Because there's at least 3 major floors. Okay, there we go. What is going on? I don't know. There you are. Weird light effects happening. Yeah, so this second floor, I mean, the rooms are all mostly empty or full of broken stuff. But to give you a rough layout of this floor, there's a main, almost it looks like a sitting room with 2 fireplaces. Lolly, you're kind of poking around at what looks like probably a bedroom and a private sitting room or dining room.
Okay.
Now you're out on the second floor balcony, looking down onto Trollskull below. You notice at the far end of the balcony there is another door. How do I get off of Gibbles here? There we go. That window you're looking through, you can kind of see just into a stairwell. This is another bedroom. It looks like you're on probably either... this floor could either serve as living quarters or as rooms that could be rented out. There's, yeah, a pair of bedrooms on the south. There is a little back balcony that you just found. Now you're kind of in a hallway. This is an empty room. Either a closet or a storage cupboard. The room across the hall is similar. And now you're coming back up into the bathroom. And this is a large bathroom. It looks like you could probably fit an actual tub in here. And there's, you know, a potty. Because my rule of map design is you have to actually have bathrooms in buildings where people live. So there's a bathroom. And then there's a stairwell going up to the next floor, which is the 3rd floor. Sorry. So it doesn't do anything when you click on it? Weird.
No, I'm trapped.
You're trapped in a box. I'm gonna just drag you.
Everyone just keeps disappearing somehow, and I hit the stairwells, and it's like a wall hits me.
Oh, is there
Where
no...
does everyone go?
You know what part of the problem in this room is? You don't have dark vision. So let's just add some light. It's not like it matters.
Oh.
Yay, lights. Okay, so this floor... Yeah, Lolly, you have dark vision, don't you? So that doesn't impact you at all.
Nope.
So this room is empty except for a fireplace and 2 windows that you and Gibbles are in. You found another bathroom. Looks like you found another bedroom. This is a little cupola with a ladder going up to what you assume is the... If you recall from the picture, there was kind of a little cupola going all the way up the house. You're going to be so excited when you open this one. There is a third bathroom because of the number of bedrooms in this house. You have found all the bathrooms. I promise there's no more hidden bathrooms. Unless you make one. And Gibbles has locked you in the bathroom.
No, I locked myself in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Well, Gibbles, Lolly's using the potty, so...
I was like, don't look at me.
I'm just hovering outside
Yep.
the door. Apparently.
This is shades of when we were kids. Lally, you're not sure why somebody bothered building a cupola up there, but it's there. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot you could fit in it, but it's there. Oh, it worked! You teleported. I saw you do it.
I know, I saw the stairs symbol, but this one, now I don't have it again.
Okay. Yep, you found another bedroom. Or room. I kind of denoted bedrooms by broken bed frames. Because why not? And then there's a stairwell there.
Whoop.
And there are two noticeably warmer rooms up here. They currently have some boxes in them. Yeah. I think you've reached the top of Trollskull Manor, as you can clearly see the ceiling timbers in these rooms, Lolly. So, there you go.
Well, I'll poke around in these boxes and see if there's anything interesting in them.
Some rotten sheets, some old moth-ridden clothing. It looks like this is probably multiple owners old, and has just been left here for years, if not decades.
Okay. I mean, I'm just wandering around, sipping on my wine, enjoying my time and finding new things.
So as you head downstairs, you hear... oh, wow. Did I just, like, set those stairs up all wrong on that part? Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. As you come down the stairs, you can hear Volo talking out loud very animatedly, and the Beholder floating next to him. And you can only assume that Volo is having a one-sided to you conversation with Belcorge.
Yeah, with the telepath.
With the telepath. And so, based on what you're hearing, it sounds like Volo is trying to puzzle out Belcorge's history and is getting increasingly frustrated by the fact that many hundreds of years of it seem to just be him, Belcorge, sitting in a circular room. And Belcorge seems to have mostly forgotten whatever it was he was doing before that. And Volo is just asking more and different and varied questions. And as you come downstairs, they both notice you. And Volo says, "Ah, you're back. Are you, Gibbles, are you trying to go anywhere, or are you good where you are?"
I'd like to go down. I'd like to follow everyone. I keep running into the stair problem.
Teleporter just doesn't work for you. Okay, I'm just putting you back down on the main floor. Well, that's unfortunate, because I think the teleporter is nifty. But, okay.
I like the teleporter.
Yeah, it, like, makes... Just wait till we get to a different location. I actually have another one set up for it. But, so as you come down, Volo notices both of you coming back down and kind of abandons his conversation with Belcorge and says, "Was there by chance any more wine in that bottle?"
What? I'm sorry. What was the question again? What was there another bottle?
Was there any more wine in that bottle?
well, let's see. We've had 3 glasses, so yeah, there's probably a little bit left.
Oh, well, if you're willing to share, I'd be grateful for another sip.
Certainly. I'll just pour the rest of that bottle for him. I think you said there was like 2 or 3 bottles, right? Like total.
Yeah, you got a couple of bottles.
Okay, so I'll put the other 2 behind the bar.
I'm not cutting you off, but you gotta pay to drink it. No.
Yeah, I'll just put them up here, and
Okay.
I'll just kind of say, you know, it's nice to have some bottles to set the mood.
And as you place them, you put them up nicely, and as you start to turn away, you see one of the bottles get turned ever so slightly so that the label is perfectly aligned facing forward. Kind of its own volition.
Okay.
And Volo happily takes the glass, and so he looks at you, Gibbles, and Lolly, and says, "So, what do you think? Do you like the place? Do you want to keep it? Do you want to sell it? Do you want to fix it up? Do you have any ideas?"
I love it. I want to keep it. I want to fix it up.
I'm quite taken with the place, actually.
Well, that's exciting. I know this place has been through quite a few owners over the past few decades. Some of them of good reputation, some of them less so. I'm not sure what Syndra's plans were, but it seems like, hopefully you guys will be good owners. If you want to fix it up, I do want to warn you. And Gibbles, you probably know this, and Lolly, you may know it too already. But if you want to do any work on the house, I strongly recommend you contact one of the guilds in the city. Or maybe multiple guilds, just to make sure you don't make anybody angry. And if you'd like to, I could definitely, I know some of the more reasonable members of some of these guilds. I could kind of, as I'm touring the city and catching up with some friends, I could probably, get in touch with the carpenters, some of the drink sellers and others, and kind of get some of them to start coming over to kind of give you a rundown of what it might look like to try and fix this place up.
Okay.
And so Volo just happily kind of like, okay. Well, yeah, then expect in a few days I'll probably have some people coming over.
So I was gonna say, now that they've been in there a while, I was gonna come up and knock on the door.
I'm gonna get a beer, and then I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
I'm back.
Excellent.
So yeah, if Alex is there, I am ready whenever if she wants to come knock on
I
the door.
am ready.
No,
So
go ahead.
I'll just walk up, very straight and just walk up, and then boom, boom, boom.
I
what's that?
really want to be I really want to say, new house, who dis?
You do so.
I don't say anything until the door opens.
I guess I'll go open the door.
Hello, I'm looking for the heroes of Jolt.
Oh, you mean me? And I guess none of my other friends are with me at the moment. You found the right place, yes?
So there is one hero of Jolt.
Wow. Wait, go ahead, Ray.
Nope, you got it. I'm good.
Well, there's many heroes of Cholt, but you have, currently there is only one hero of Cholt, and that is me, Mr. Gibbles. Nice to meet you. Who am I speaking with?
Well, I mean, I'd like to actually find the true heroes of Jolt.
Wow, I am a true hero.
I have some serious business to attend to, and I would like their help.
Well, I like to attend to serious business, and let me tell you, I have a friend here. I have a couple friends here. All I would consider great heroes, including myself. So we would love for you to come in and tell us about what it is you need help with.
For backstory purposes, I'm going to interrupt for a second. Teresa is decided to go straight to the Blackstaff Academy and meet you guys up later. The rest of the heroes of Jolt all just pieced out. They're like, we got stuff to do. Sebastian.
I understand that, but Liz doesn't know that.
No, I'm for continuity's sake. Like, everybody was at the ceremony. And Sebastian was like, I must return to my lands and defend my people. And, Birdman flew away. And, I don't know what your character... Well, I don't know what Yaza did. I'm assuming she just kind of, like, was there 1 minute, and the next minute everybody's like, wait, where'd Yaza go?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
So nobody really knows where Yaza is at this point. I would say that, like, Gibbles, you're probably assuming at some point Yaza's gonna show up. You just don't know. Because she's disappeared. And that's the situation of the rest of the heroes, so that you know where they are and what happened.
Yeah, but Liz doesn't know.
No, I meant for Owen, so that he has some idea, because it's been like a month since we played and talked about this.
Okay.
I know you know that she left.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll come in and maybe the legend was a lot more legend than true. But yeah, I'll come in.
All right. We walk in. Are Lolly and Volo all in the same? Wait, or is Belcourse gonna be hanging out, or is Belcourse hiding?
Belcourse has drifted away. Belcourse is not necessarily looking to. As you guys were talking, Belcourse just kind of up the stairs to go look at the rest of the house because he doesn't know who this person is. Yep.
I mean, I probably know who Volo is. I don't know if that I've ever probably met him before. I might have.
You absolutely know Volo by name, at least, and have probably met him drunk in the streets of Waterdeep.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Liz probably recognizes him, but he may not recognize Liz, is kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah. No, yeah, you know Volo. You see Volo drinking at the bar, so, yeah. As is very common with Volo. You are unsurprised to see Volo drinking at this bar that is not even open for business right now.
And I'm just gonna nod to Volo and I'll say, hello, funny seeing you at a bar.
I mean,
this isn't even an operational bar.
Well, I had to help my friends and associates here. I had to help them in the passing over of the deed. Oh, that reminds me, we actually need to officially pass the deed over. We don't have to do that today, but at some point we have to go to a magister and, like, sign some papers. We can do it later. And he takes another drink. But yes, Miss,
You can call me Liz.
Miss Liz, yes. Yeah, no, I'm here with my friends. It's a pleasure to meet you. Or meet you again, depending. You seem to know me better than I know you.
I don't think we've ever formally met, no, so this is our first meeting. I've just, of course, heard of you.
Ah,
Same
well,
with the Heroes of Troll.
well, I'm glad all of our reputations have preceded us. Hopefully, we don't disappoint you too much. What do you
Well, the
do in the
city is
city?
not my realm, so
Ah, what part of the city is your realm, or are you just visiting?
mostly outside of the city. And well, I mean, I would imagine I have like an insignia on me too for the Emerald Enclave.
I think it's really up to you how much you display. Oh, do you want to describe your character? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
maybe do
sent
that.
you a picture. I don't
You
know if
sent
that's
me.
okay.
I haven't tokened it yet.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, well, I kind of like that one. I looked at a bunch of different lizard folk, and I like that one because it's like very colorful, like lizard. She's like, I forget what my height is. I think it's like 5'5". No, I think I'm 6 foot. Because lizard folk are tall. Um, but she's like middle aged. But I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, still kind of like a lizard humanoid thing. And she does have, because she's here on official business, so she would have like almost like a cloak, or like not even a cloak, like armor or something that has the Emerald Enclave insignia on it. She doesn't always wear it, but in this scenario, she does. She is.
Okay. And I guess for the other guys, if you're not familiar with that, I don't know if you're familiar with the Emerald Enclave. They are kind of sort of the
Well,
nature
Volo, I thought
faction.
Volo would be familiar with it, so Volo might.
Volo, what I just mean for Rio and for Owen. So the Emerald Enclave is basically it's a lot of druids, magic users, people who are more tuned to nature, and the defense of nature and the natural order of things. They're a common faction, but not very common inside of cities. Just because cities are kind of the antithesis of the Emerald Order. But all of you would recognize, if she's bearing an insignia of this order, you would recognize that on her. That's the only point I'm trying to make there. And I'll post that image over here. I'm posting the image she
Trying to
sent
do
me
some
in
more
Thursday
role
team.
play, Ray. That's all.
I'm trying, okay? I'm switching from like full on tomb mode to trying to do a lot more. Not just like, here's a room where you fight shit. Okay. I'll shut up.
I know, that's why I was trying, because that's why I was trying to interact with Volo, and I thought he might like, oh, I don't know if you know what's going on, blah blah blah.
I don't think Volo actually does know anything about what's happening, only because he just
Oh yeah, I'm sure
arrived.
he doesn't know what's going on yet.
Yeah,
Right
Volo
now.
has no fucking clue why you're here, besides, like, here you are. Yeah. So yeah, I'll stop talking and let you guys talk to each other. Or not, whatever.
So, what brings you here? Why are you looking for the great heroes?
Well, it seems to be. I don't know. How long have you been in Waterdeep or around these parts?
Well,
Only.
I've been here for a few days, but I technically grew up here.
Oh, okay. So you're probably familiar then. The City of the Dead, well, really the graveyard area, seems to be having a lot of suspicious activities going on. That's been very concerning to us in the Enclave. So I was hoping that maybe we could get some more details and find out what may be happening, and hopefully it doesn't affect the city as a whole. And really, my main concern is the outer fields in that area and any more harm to the forest. But I just care about people in general.
Wait, let's back up here. Suspicious activity. What do you mean by suspicious activity? What does this mean?
From as far as I can tell, it seems to be undead of sorts, but I'm not completely certain.
Uh,
And I figured the heroes of Cholt had plenty of experience with undead.
maybe too much experience with undead, frankly. Well, let's see here. So what do you mean? You think you've seen zombies? You think you've seen creatures coming out of the ground?
I haven't really seen anything. These are just the reports I'm hearing, and it's of concern.
Lolly, what do you make of this? Lolly's
Sorry,
2
what?
drinks in.
What do you make of the whole undead situation?
Sorry, I was not paying attention. Sorry.
I'm talking right next to you.
I love it.
Okay, the undead in the city.
I like how you're
Well,
literally.
it does seem like quite the puzzle, so I'm interested in finding out the answer to any question.
Any question?
Is he
What?
considered one of the heroes of Cholt?
What is your name?
Oh, I must get to the bottom of
Your
this.
quest.
Volo kind of says, well, Lolly's not technically a hero, more of hero adjacent. He joined the group. I'm sad that more of them aren't here, but many of them. There should be our wizard friend returning at some point, but the rest all seemed to have pressing business. But Lolly, I believe, is a storied watchman of both Baldur's Gate and I think Waterdeep to some extent. No.
Yes, I have participated in some investigations here, mostly in human trafficking and the like, and well, you know, it was dirty business, but I'm glad I was around to help some people out.
I'm gonna go over to the bar and I'm gonna tilt the. I want to shift the wine bottle again. I want to turn it around.
Okay, so while they're talking, I guess you kind of move past Lolly and mess with the wine bottle a little bit. As
I'm just
you
gonna stare at Gibbles doing this. I'm not gonna say anything.
as you start to step away from the shelf, the wine bottle flies across the room into the fireplace and shatters. Just kind of
Alright.
spraying wine all in glass all over the ashes in the hearth and kind of staining the wood on the hearth there.
I look at Liz and like, is your undead problem like this? Is it ghosts or is it zombies?
Again, I am here to find people to help. I have not actually witnessed anything, but it seems as though I think what you have is a poltergeist here, but I think what's going on there is much, much more serious, I'm afraid.
And
There's been
as you
not
say, much more serious, a little chunk of a chair leg just kind of is not incredibly forcefully, but just gently kind of like lifts up off the ground and bumps against your leg, almost as if the poltergeist maybe threw the chair leg at you weakly, as when you are considering it not serious.
I just completely ignore it, like it doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Well, I'm interested. Do you know who we should talk to, or is it just are you just asking us to head down to the cemetery and sort of vaguely see what's happening?
Well, I was coming to gather you. I would actually like to go with you as well and see if there's anything I can do to help as well. But yeah, I think at this point the best people are kind of afraid to go over there, and it's getting worse and it's spreading. And so I'd like to, if we can, make it better rather than worse.
So, just for some context, because I think I wrote this down, but I don't think I told you this yet, Liz. So your contact at the kind of the local in the city contact for the Emerald Enclave is a woman by the name of Melanor Fellbranch.
Yeah, I don't think you told me that yet.
I don't think I have, and you may know some of this, but I'm using some structure from something you may have run, but
I get it. Yeah.
I'm not spoiling much of Dragon Heist. I'm just using a lot of Dragon Heist as background. So yeah, Melanor Fellbranch. She lives in a house down in the South Ward. A very nice house, but if you guys want to go there at some point, you can probably do that. But she indicated that there's 3 areas of the City of the Dead that she would like you to investigate where there seem to be concentrations of sightings of these undead. Her recommendation was to the City of the Dead usually closes at sunset. Her recommendation was to investigate around or after sunset, just to avoid alarming the citizenry, if you will, because normally the City of the Undead, the City of the Dead, City of the Undead, City of the Dead. I can't talk. Jesus. The City of the Dead usually it is kind of treated like both a graveyard and a park. So she recommended if you're going to go figuratively digging around in the graveyard, you should maybe do it after normal folk are not allowed, and she has spoken to the watch to make sure that if you show up at any of the entrances, they will not detain you or anyone you bring with you, or kick you out. Like the watch has been warned that the Emerald Enclave is on business here. So if you go in there, but her recommendation was to wait, so in case you get into any fights, it doesn't, bring innocent bystanders into it, if that happens.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just say, I think it's probably best to go. What time is it now? Is it middle of the day or?
At this point, it's probably like early to mid-afternoon, between like the ceremony, talking, getting here. Let's say it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it might be best if we go just before sunset. But it seems that we have a couple of hours, so I'm going to head down. I think there's like a magic shop or something like that, isn't there, in Trollskull Alley?
There's definitely some shops in the alley.
Yeah, I was just gonna head to like a shop or like an armory or something. Just
Yeah.
another shop. Not stay here for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, just like awkwardly sit in this dilapidated inn for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so
she wants to go to any other shop but here, but she's not gonna say that to people. Just like, but I have some business to attend to.
yeah, there's a bunch of shops in Trollskull Alley. I think there's kind of a arms and armor place. There's a shop that's also owned by another druid that you might know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just say that I'll be back right before sunset, and then we can head that way.
Okay, cool. So I'm assuming Yaza, or not Yaza. God, I'm gonna have to get used to Liz. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get used to new names because I'm just gonna have to do it. So yeah, Liz heads out. The 3 of you are there, and as she leaves she leaves. Do you guys want to do anything after she leaves?
Molly's gonna start cleaning up around the bar area. Like, if I look around, can I find a broom or something?
Sure.
So I'll just start sweeping up and trying to generally clean up around the bar area.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know anything about poltergeists. Is there like a... I don't know. I don't know anything about poltergeists.
Volo, so I'll just narrate a couple things to make this make sense. So Lolly, as you start sweeping, you notice as you're trying to sweep stuff, kind of big chunks on the floor of wood seem to get moved ever so slightly to make your job just a little bit easier to get all the little dust and crap on the floor, almost as if there's an invisible hand helping you as you clean. Volo enjoying his, at this point now he assumes, last glass of wine before he leaves, since that other bottle was so rudely shattered, points out, as and Volo's watching you sweep, and he's kind of seeing this, and he says, I think that that poltergeist, I think its name was Liff, and I think Liff used to be a bartender here. I don't think it was when I was in the city, but I'm assuming something must have happened to Liff, and when they passed on, they stayed here. So I'm sure you could either try to beg my pardon, he waves at the air. You could try to find a way to put Liff to rest, or it seems like he enjoys you cleaning and fixing the place up. Yeah. And so, Gibbles, you can kind of interpret that this is a poltergeist is a spirit that doesn't move on after they die. And it seems from Volo like this poltergeist is potentially a former bartender of this establishment.
Right, I think I get that. I think I was more just asking, like, I understand, it likes keeping the place neat, or it likes keeping the bar neat, but I didn't know if, like, as a poltergeist, if there are other specific things other than just, like, its personal tastes that would upset it, besides just us, like, messing with the bar. Like, does it not like certain things, or, like, types of...
I feel like that's something we gotta figure out.
All right.
Yeah, so like a poltergeist is a sentient spirit, basically.
Right. Okay.
It's invisible. You can't see it. You can basically, it's almost like trial and error. Like you can do stuff mechanically. This poltergeist, you guys can try to get rid of it. You can try to do other things. It's up to you how you want to deal with it or ignore it. It's just here. And you guys can choose how you want to deal with that, if that makes sense. So if you guys do stuff in here, I'm gonna explain if and how the poltergeist reacts. That's basically it.
Okay.
Without like going through and telling you exactly, if you do X, Y, and Z, this is what happens. I don't want to do that. But yeah. There's a spirit. It did not like you screwing up its wine bottle. It does like when you guys put things in order and clean things up. That's kind of what you know right now.
All right.
You would know that like the legends about poltergeists is that everyone is kind of specific to the place where it is. So like every legend of a poltergeist is different. Like what they want, what they do. Some are benign, some are evil, some are just fucking weird. Yeah.
Yep.
And then a bone dragon comes down the stairs after you turn on a television that only shows static. No, different movie. If nobody else has ever actually seen Poltergeist, never mind. Joke doesn't work.
We already killed a bone dragon. I'm not worried about it.
Am I the only one here that's ever seen Poltergeist?
Oh, I mean, I saw
I
it.
love Poltergeist.
Oh, okay. Belcourse just says, "They're coming." No.
Yeah, the scene where the thing comes out of the toilet still freaks me out, man.
Oh man, that movie terrified me as a kid.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. It's like I think about it sometimes still in the middle of the night and I'm like, thing's gonna come out of the toilet.
Why is that what you think about in the middle of the night?
Because I don't have a sane brain in the middle of the night.
Okay, so I have to do one more story thing. Y'all remember Little Shop of Horrors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the house, I don't know if you remember this home, but the first time we lived in Wisconsin, our toilets were all those like 70s avocado green. And so I was like 6 or 7 and I saw Little Shop of Horrors and I was convinced that my toilet was the plant. It was
Oh my god.
gonna eat me every time I went to take a poop.
Well, no, you were feeding it.
Feed me, Seymour. Yeah, like oh man, I was terrified of our toilets for so long. You wouldn't remember any of that, Owen. Never mind. You were too young. You were like 3 when we left. Never mind. Okay. Moving on.
I can envision it though.
Sorry, I'm having weird flashbacks of like 7-year-old me.
Like, what's the age difference between you two?
8 years.
8 years, that's a long time.
So Owen, my brother, he was born the first time I lived in Wisconsin, and I remember having him as like a baby brother there. But I don't know when your first memories kick in, Owen. Probably Georgia.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about the house in Wisconsin first time.
You wouldn't, because you were 3 when we moved to Georgia, and I was 3 plus 8, so whatever that is.
11.
Yeah, there you go. 11. Whatever. I do math all day for work. I try not to do it out of work. Okay.
I understand that.
You are math good, Grim.
All I have to say right now is I hate E-Trade. I hate E-Trade. Anyway, I'll talk about it when I'm not recording. Whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, Poltergeist, Lolly, you're sweeping. Gibbles, you're doing stuff. Or not doing stuff. Liz is hanging out at the shops in Trollskull Alley. Do you guys want to do anything before sunset? Like, do you want to look at the place, talk to Volo, check out the alley? Do you want to do anything before then? Or what do you want to do?
For my story, I was told that I need to go talk to a magistrate at some point, right?
So Volo, you guys are going to have to... so for what's going on with the embezzlement case, they're going to contact you next. So basically after that, if that's what you're talking about, for the Laryl Silverhand thing, they're going to... They said they would send you a dossier, so you can assume that they know where you are, given your background. So at this point, you're just kind of waiting for somebody to show up to either talk to you or give you information. As far as the magistrate for transferring the deed, that can happen whenever. That's just going and paying a magistrate and signing some paperwork.
You guys could do that now. You have like a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It might take too long because where's the magistrate the closest to here?
I'm going to say, for the sake of my sanity, Volo's going to say that not to worry about it today, and he has to go check up on some friends. Now that he's back in town, he will leave the deed here just to prove that you own the place. But when he comes back, he's going to try and round up some basically guild representatives to come over and talk to you guys about options for this place. The only other thing that Volo kind of brings up as he's getting ready to go is, I didn't notice if you all ever actually sold any of your artifacts or items from Cholt. Did you all ever get around to doing that?
No.
I mean, Lolly didn't have any, so...
It'd be just me.
You would know, yeah. So if you actually go to the characters, hopefully you can see party loot. I think there's a I can't type anymore either because my life is crazy. And I don't know how to be anything right now. So there's a party loot character in the characters tab. Can you guys see that? Like where you would normally find yourself?
I'm going. Party loot? Yeah.
Yep. So if you open that up and go to inventory, because I'm a masochist, I actually pulled all of the loot that you guys got from the tomb in here.
Oh, what? Okay, where? So, calendar. Do for select tokens.
It's where all the people are. It's like when you find your character sheet, it should be in the players folder alongside your character. It should look like a treasure chest.
Oh, okay.
So, I think it has 3,100 actual coinage, and then it's got the Staff of the Python, a magic weapon, the Beat of Force, a +1 shield. I took the gear off of characters that left the party. And then there's a couple other things, but then the loot section is all the crap I could figure that you guys actually looted from the tomb from my memory. So that's crap you guys have to sell if you want, or keep, or whatever.
Jazza totally still has her staff in the pipe.
Okay, I'll delete it. There, it's gone.
I mean, I would love to have that, but the reality is she took that shit.
That's fine. Yeah, I just kind of went through room by room one night because I have nothing better to do with my life, and figured out all the loot that you guys actually had because Lyokin's busy with work now. I think he had this list, but whatever. So anyway, Gibbles, you know that the party has all of this one way or the other. Yeah, so Volo was just basically asking, I know that you had a lot of, I'm assuming, random treasure, and I had heard that you had found some items of particular value. Have you given any thought about what you want to do with all of that?
Well, okay. The things that I won, I would like to sell because the things that I won, I have no use for or found. Some of these things are not mine, so I don't know if other people are going to want to use them, even though we don't have the same characters. How's that going to work? Are you going to let people use these things?
So, because Lyokin has been gone for so long, basically, I don't care. It's up to you guys to decide how to divide all of this stuff. I don't care. In character or as players, this is the loot that the party came out with, and that I'm just carrying forward because I don't want to just say oh, all that stuff you did, it's all gone. For Gibbles and for if Lyokin shows up, and for Teresa, who is there, this is all the stuff that you guys got. So if you want to sell it, you want to do whatever. If you want to wait for Teresa to get here and find out what Teresa wants to do with all of it, because that's the only other person that really matters right now. I don't care how you decide what to do with it. I think the only thing worth noting is there are a couple items in here that may be worth far more than they're listed as, but you'd probably have to do some work to figure that out.
Well, I would like to. I'm going to share this with Lolly so he knows that we have all this stuff, and then I'm currently abstaining. I'm going to wait until Teresa comes back because I am but a humble man from the docks, and I don't know what half this stuff is. So I don't know if she needs it or
I mean, why did it roll? Fail? Oh, it moved right as I tried to click on something. Sorry.
I think if multiple people mess with the sheet, it eventually like resets itself. It's
Oh, okay.
yeah, because
So
everybody
I'll
has access to
like
this.
to take the never-ending ink pot because he writes notes all the time. So that would be very useful for him. And I think he would also take the sad tankard and put it like up on the bar by the remaining glass of wine.
Oh, the sad tankard. That's a wonderful item. That came from the chest that was in the room, the like water area that exploded.
Yeah,
That's where that came from.
I remember that one.
That was a good one.
I'm gonna snag the ivory back scratcher.
Cool. Yeah, so what you can do if you want is open your character sheet and just drag an item from the party loot into your character sheet, and it'll put it there. As far as like if you want to keep it on the bar, I don't think you need to take it out of party loot. Maybe just... Can you edit it? Can you use the little like edit item button on the far right side, or do you see that?
Yeah.
So if you just want to edit it, you can go in and like change the description. If you go over the text area, you can just click the little pen and like change it, hopefully.
Is there any like water or anything in the building anywhere? Even if it's not like great water, but just like something we could put into this tankard.
Sure, in the kitchen there's a stagnant bucket of water.
I'll go scoop some water into it so it starts smiling.
Cool. Change the name to Happy Tankard. You okay, man? I've been coughing all night.
I've been coughing for a while.
It's just lingering.
Ugh.
I got sick and then I let it, and then all of a sudden I was like on the like better side of it, and then Joe started getting sick.
No, man. I had food poisoning 2 weeks ago, and then I got a furious cold last week. It was just like all of the experiences that you don't want. Cool. Okay. So
But then,
go ahead.
I think we should wait for Teresa just to make sure that we don't sell anything she wants. Because Lolly has no like need for money. He doesn't care. The only thing that he really wanted was the ink, and other than that, he's good to go.
Cool. Yeah, and I mostly prepped it in case you guys needed or wanted your treasure haul. It's there. If you loot anything as we go forward, I recommend either adding it to your inventory or the party loot. Party loot has the advantage of if we update characters in D&D Beyond, it will not overwrite them for as long as we can still use D&D Beyond and Foundry, because Wizards of the Coast just bought it. So we're waiting for a bunch of cease and desist letters to come out for that. But anyway.
It would be a really great subscription service.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see like half of the Foundry tools for 5th edition get cease and desisted come like October. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Oh, Teresa, or not Teresa, god damn it. Sorry, while I'm thinking about this because I care. Alex, I have like a 600 megabyte dump of everything that I own on D&D Beyond. That's a module for Foundry. Do you want that?
Ooh, yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, it's basically compendiums of everything. So I'll try to figure out a way to like G drive it to you or something later. Anyway, it's super useful. That's how I can like get any item or any monster ever and just like drag it
Oh,
on the
I
map.
bet.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, back to the game. So Volo just he'll point out like, if you are looking to sell some of your items, you may find that most of if my suspicions about how much you have is correct, I don't think you're going to be able to sell it all in one place. And if you have any particular items, if you want me to get you in touch with any auctioneers, I know a few, so let me know. And with that,
Ollie seemed, or as he had been just going through the bag, tells Volo, "You probably should contact some of your auctioneer friends. We do have some pieces in here that are quite unique."
and Volo just smiles and winks and finishes his glass of wine and says, well, I'll try to add that to the list of the guild entertainers. I hope or guild representatives, if I can broker a deal for you with one of the auctioneers, I'd love to have a drink or two on the house once you get this place set up.
That certainly seems like a fair thing to do.
And Volo smiles, nods to you all, and says, well, I've got to be off. I've got some rounds to make, and I've got a publisher or two to see. So thank you for the hospitality, and after you finish your business with the graveyards, hopefully in the next few days I can get somebody in here to at least help you out with furniture and beds and whatnot. But I hope you enjoy the place, and I bid you all adieu. And he heads out to go do whatever it is Volo does, probably go get drunk.
And Lolly will pick up his cup and wash it off and put it back in the rack exactly as it was before I got it.
Cool. Okay. What time is it? 11. Okay.
That's what I was about to ask you if you wanted to, because I mean, this might be a good place to stop, so then we can actually wait, and see if other people want to join us
for the graveyard thing.
Yeah.
That could be a good place to stop, just because there's a potential tie-in there. The only thing's okay, Lolly, I think you're waiting for somebody to tell you something about all of that stuff. The only other piece I have, because I think Liz, we've got you set up on the graveyard. Gibbles, do you want to do anything else tonight, or do you want to go do your plants, or do you need to go do your plants, I should say?
I mean, it'd be good for me to do my plant stuff.
Okay. I might try and touch base with you in between now and next session just to set some groundwork, because we didn't get to any of your plot hook stuff. But yeah, cool. So yeah, you have Trollskull Manor. Well, first off, thanks for playing, everyone. Sorry for all the delays.
No, it's good to actually get to play again, though. So it's fun. Thanks for running.
Hey guys, it's 2 sessions without combat. I kind of want to see how many sessions I can go without combat. It's kind of a self-imposed challenge. Outside of that, just from a mechanics standpoint, so Trollskull, I've thrown it here for you all to engage with as much or as little as you want. So you can choose to dig into it. I have some systems set up for this as a piece of property that you own and that you guys can try to do stuff with. If you don't care, also feel free to let me know, because I don't want to force that on you. But it's here, it's yours. We can do as much or as little as you want. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I wanted to say there. Cool. Well, thanks all.
Thanks, Ray.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Grim.
Thanks. Rio.
You're the best.
Oh my god. Oh,
Oh.
I have to tell you, I'm gonna stop the recording.